Buongiorno.
Good morning. I welcome the Minister for Culture, Gennaro San Giuliano. We have today with us Minister Maria Roccella, whom I welcome, a number of authorities with us, dear guests, colleagues, friends. You are so numerous today, representatives of the press. I welcome you all to this awarding ceremony for the inauguration of the 60th edition of the International Art Exhibition of La Biennale di Venezia, entitled Stranieri ovunque, Foreigners Everywhere, curated by Adriano Pedrosa. I am Cristiana Costanzo, in charge of the press office of the Audiovisual Art and Architecture Department of La Biennale di Venezia. It is my honor to invite here on stage the president of La Biennale di Venezia, Pietrangelo Buttafuoco. It is an adventure of our soul. Art is the adventure of our soul. And what we owe to art is our starting a journey to look for light. It is experiencing, continuous experiencing the notions we have adopted so far, to abandon them and to restart afresh, looking for this light. We see the effect of light on the objects it touches. And from the ancient knowledge, we have derived the story of the black ant on the black rock. In the heart of the black night, that knows she will have to face light, because there is always something in the language we know by ourselves. It is like our instinct. We know that eternity is in love with the fruits of time. I speak and therefore I exist, using the words of Andrea Moro. And the alternative is a long queue of lizards in the desert under the burning sun that can never stop and dream. It is an adventure of our soul, art. Thank you all. Welcome. The party is starting in this moment with this ceremony. Thank you.
Chiamo adesso sul palco.
I invite on stage the curator of this International Art Exhibition for La Biennale di Venezia, Adriano Pedrosa.
Grazie. Buongiorno, buon dia, good morning. It's so wonderful to see so many foreigners and Italians gathered here at the Biennale this morning. I hope you enjoy the ceremony and the awarded artists. I would just like to thank once again, it's never too much to thank once again, all the wonderful artists that are participating in the exhibition, as well as the lenders, the donors, the sponsors, and the Biennale team. The Biennale Arte 2024 is an extraordinary journey for me, and I hope it will be transformative to all the artists in the exhibition, both living and no longer alive, as well as to all the visitors. Thank you very much.
Cominciamo ora la...
Let us start with the awarding of the prizes. As you know, a number of months ago, we already announced that the board of directors has approved, upon suggestion of the curator, the 2 Golden Lions for a lifetime achievement. I invite here on the stage María Maiolino.
María Maiolino.
María Maiolino was born in Scalea in Italy. She lives today in Brazil. I pass the floor to her. Thank you. Thank you all, especially the curator, Adriano Pedrosa. As the president has just said, art is an adventure of our soul. I've always been convinced of this. I had prepared a speech, but I cannot read it. First of all, because my Italian is very bad. I've been abroad for 70 years now. I am glad that I have been invited. I am a migrant, finding myself in my homeland and being awarded a Lifetime Achievement Award. I thank Adriano Pedrosa. I accepted this award. I feel that this Biennale is a political act, a metaphorical act, a poetical act, putting together foreigners everywhere at a time when there is this strong impulse towards death. Art is an adventure of our soul that brings us to be better. I will stop here. Thank you all again. And thank you, Adriano, for inviting me and for awarding me this prize.
The extensive and extraordinary 60-year career of María Maiolino is multifaceted in various media and experimental poetics, encompassing painting, drawing, printing, photography, video, performance, and sculpture. She has become a reference for many generations of artists in Brazil and beyond. Born in Scalea, Calabria in 1942, after the Second World War, she emigrated to Venezuela, Caracas, in 1954. In 1960, she relocated to my hometown in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and became part of the well-known Brazilian art movement in that decade, the Nova Figuração, the new figuration, a reaction to abstraction infused with pop inflections that also reflected the harsh climate in the country during the first wars of the military dictatorship. During this period, Maiolino continued to develop her visual language and skills. Between 1968 and 71, she lived in New York, expanding her artistic practice to encompass other medias, as well as developing her work around experimental poetry. Her paintings from the 1960s are quite radical, as they combine pop imagery with the typical Nova Figuração repertoire, focusing on political characters and narratives, as well as personal, bodily, and familial references. In the late 70s, Maiolino began dedicating herself also to performance art. In the 80s, she started working with clay, signaling a new focus on gestural expression. the handmade, and the relationship with elemental materials in her sculptures. For the international exhibition here at Biennale Arte 24, Maiolino is presenting a large-scale new work that continues and unfolds her series of sculptures and installations in clay. Indo e Vindo is the title of the work, and it's presented at the Arsenale. I hope you had a chance to see it. The Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement, the award is received here at the occasion of her first participation at the Biennale Arte, and recognizes her significance both in Italy, Brazil, and internationally. Congratulations, Anna Maria Maiolino.
Ringrazio voi tutti.
Thank you all. I dedicate this golden lion to the Brazilian art, to the country that has hosted me for so many years, to my friends, and to Adriano Pedrosa. Thank you all.
Un altro leone d'oro alla
Another golden lion for a lifetime achievement to Neil Yalter. Neil Yalter is Turkish. She was born in Cairo, in Egypt. She resides today in Paris.
To thank the Venice Biennial for inviting me. It's the first time I'm showing a work in this important biennial, and I want to thank deeply Adriano Pedrosa, who is absolutely a visionary curator, visionary museum director. And I want absolutely to dedicate this flying lion that they will give me to peace in the world. That's all we need. At this moment, we need peace in the world, absolutely. So because the work I'm showing here has been done a half a century before this time. 51 years ago. Now, if you look at it, if you listen to the documentary part of the videos of the immigrant Turkish workers and Portuguese workers, because Portuguese was not Europe, and they were in the same situation around Paris in France. They complain because they have problems, like all, they were economic immigrants, of course. When you look at the situation today, nothing has changed. So we have to do something about that. Thank you again. I am deeply honored to be here. I never thought I would be.
very moving. Yalter, a Turkish artist originally born in Cairo, Egypt, made a transformative move to Paris in the mid-60s, significantly impacting both her own life and the art scene in the city where she continues to live today. She is widely regarded as a pioneer in the global feminist art movement, and it's really a wonderful privilege to be able to present her work here at the Biennale for the first time, as well as award her with this, the Golden Lion. After moving to Paris in 1965, Yalter's work inaugurated a radical and pioneering chapter as she began to address social themes, particularly those related to immigration and women's experiences in a unique exploration and development of conceptual art practices. In 1973, Yalter created the groundbreaking installation Topak Eve, which was featured in a solo exhibition at the Musée d'Art Moderne de la Ville de Paris, and which we are presenting here in a newly reconfigured installation at the Biennale Arte 2024 in the central pavilion. The 1990s marked a period of creative exploration and recognition for Yalter, during which she embraced other media, including digital media. For the 60th International Exhibition, the artist showcases a new presentation of her installation, Exiled is a Hard Job, in conjunction with the iconic Topak Eve, presented both together, juxtaposed for the first time, and placed in the first room, the very iconic first room of the central pavilion. Yalter is participating here in the Biennale for the first time, and the Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement recognizes her extraordinary contributions to the visual arts, and especially her research and work around immigration. Congratulations, Yalter. But he has wings.
Yes, he will fly. Excuse me. Thank you. This direction. This direction. With you?
Oh, yeah, for the camera.
Thank you, thank you.
Is it heavy?
Apriamo ora la consegna dei...
We now open the awarding of the prizes of the 60th edition of the International Art Exhibition. Allow me to introduce the international jury and invite on stage the president of the jury, Julia Bryan-Wilson, an historian of art and curator in the US. Elena Crippa, an Italian curator based in London. Chika Okeke-Agulu, art historian from Nigeria living in the States. María Inés Rodríguez, a Colombian-French curator living in Belgium. And last but not least, Alia Swastika, an art critic and curator from Indonesia. I invite you to move to the right of the stage. The jury has awarded 2 special mentions to artists in the international exhibition. The first mention goes to an artist, Samia Halabi, whom I invite here on stage.
Ah, ok, sì. Ritira il premio André.
The prize is given to André Saim Eisle, the gallery that, the person in charge of the gallery that exhibits Alia Halabi.
Is 87 years old. She was born Palestinian, lives in New York, is watching us on the screen now. She's waited 87 years for recognition. Thank you, Adriano, for inviting her. She's been pioneering digital art, composing films on computers, on an Amiga computer in 1985, painting and working throughout her life. Thank you very much. It's a deep honor, a big honor to take this prize. On her behalf, thank you, Adriano, thank you, the jury, for awarding Samia Halabi this very big honor. Thank you.
Salutiamo l'artista che vedete collegata.
We can greet the artist who is connected via Zoom on screen.
For your worldview, and thank you, Andre, for standing with me. I dedicate my award to the youthful members of the press in Gaza who were murdered for giving a great gift of documentation to human culture that is meaningful to all the indigenous people of the world who are stateless. And I take note that Adriano brought many stateless indigenous artists here for us to learn from, and I mean to learn from. Bravo, Adriano, and thank you. I am honored to be so rewarded.
Invito il giurato.
I invite Chika Okeke-Agulu to read the motivation for this mention.
Halabi has been a long-standing artist, teacher, and activist who the jury wishes to honor with a special mention. Her commitment to the politics of abstraction has been married to her unwavering attention to the suffering of the people of Palestine. Her gorgeously rendered modernist painting in the Nucleo Storico of Foreigners Everywhere, entitled Black is Beautiful, suggests not only the sovereignty of the imagination, but also the importance of global solidarities. Thank you so much for your work.
La seconda menzione speciale
The second special mention to a participant of the international exhibition goes to La Ciola Poblete, whom I invite here on stage.
invito subito
I invite Elena Crippa to read the motivation, and then we will listen to her words.
In critical play with histories of colonial representation from a trans and indigenous perspective, and multivalent art, including watercolor, fabric, and photography, resist the exoticization of indigenous women while she insists on the power of sexuality. She approaches Western religious iconography and indigenous spiritual practices with a trans and queer flair, inverting power relations with pieces that evokes ancestral knowledge from South America. Congratulations.
Bueno, estoy muy feliz de recibir este premio. Para mí y para toda mi comunidad queer del mundo y de la Argentina. Soy la primera artista trans en lograr estar en la Bienal de Venecia. Artista trans y marrona. Argentina no es blanca. Espero poder abrir otras puertas y que personas como yo vean que hay un futuro y que tenemos que seguir ganando espacios. Deseo realmente que alguna vez las etiquetas desaparezcan, que seamos una forma y nada más. Y quisiera agregar respecto al contexto de mi país. Yo he recibido el apoyo del Estado argentino para formarme mediante becas durante mi pequeña carrera. Y si el Estado no apoya y contribuye a la cultura, el futuro es realmente peligroso. Deseo que cada argentina alguna vez pueda llegar al mes, tener un sueldo digno y tranquilidad. Gracias, Adriano, por convocarme y gracias, Italia, por hacerme sentir como en casa.
I am very happy for this award. It is a great honor for me and for my queer community in my country and in the rest of the world. I am the first trans artist, a non-white artist, who manages to come to the Biennale of Venice. Argentina is not white. I hope I can open new doors and that other people like me can see a new future, can see that we should try and get more spaces. My desire is that labels might disappear one day, as we are a form and nothing else. I want to refer to the context of my country, adding that for my training, for my career, I received the support of the Argentinian state through a number of scholarships. If the state does not support and contribute to culture, the future will be really dangerous. I really hope that each person in Argentina will one day get enough money to reach the end of the month with a fair wage and with serenity. Thank you, Adriano, for your invitation. Thanks to Italy that makes me feel at home.
La giuria ha assegnato
The jury has given a special mention to national participations. The special mention this year goes to the Republic of Kosovo. The award is withdrawn by Doruntina Castrati, the artist, and Remire Krasniki, the curator, Anna Anilahi, the commissioner of the pavilion. I invite them on stage.
e invito la giurata Maria.
And I invite María Inés Rodríguez, member of the jury, to read the motivation.
Small yet potent, Doruntina Castrati's installation refers to feminized industrial labor and the wearing down of working women's bodies. Referencing both the walnut shells used in factory-made Turkish delight, as well as the medical parts used to replace workers' knees as they make these sweets, Castrati's elegant sculptures invite viewers to interact with them. A vibrating soundscape travels up to the floor, resonating both in our bones and echoing a larger arena or feminist activism. Thank you very much.
Vi consegna il premio.
The award is given by Adriano Pedrosa, the curator.
Dopo.
Hello, everyone. Such an honor to be here today, and it's very special for a moment like this for us. Like in the opening of the pavilion of Republic of Kosovo, I would like to quote some words of Elif Shafak that has resonated so much with me during this project and the moments that the world is correctly in. Stories bring us together, untold stories keep us apart. Not to be able to tell your story, to be silent and shut out, therefore, is to be dehumanized. I'm happy to have had the opportunity to share parts of the story that is ever presented in our local and global experiences. Starting from my mother, Fritneta, who is here today, Vera, which is the mother of Ermir, Fitnete, Mimosa, and Shahia, and many more voices from the margins, unreached and heard. Many thanks to the team, starting with the curator Ermir Krasniqi, commissioner, and a life friend, Ana Alia, who have been, and the rest of the team who put their heart and soul in this project. Thank you so much to the Ministry of Culture for supporting so much this project, the Biennale, and the jury for the recognition. I'm grateful for people who taught us love and strength. Thank you.
Siamo arrivati al momento della consegna dei leoni.
It is now the moment for the Golden and Silver Lion for the international exhibition. Silver Lion for a promising young participant in the international exhibition Straniere Ovunque goes to Karima Ashadu, whom I invite on stage.
E invito
And I invite Alia Swastika to read the motivation.
Karima Ashadu, with her video Machine Boys and related press sculpture, read, upends generate assumptions about the gaze and what is considered proper to commemorate. With a searing intimacy, she captures the vulnerability of young men from the North Agrarian Nigeria who have migrated to Lagos and end up riding illegal motorbike taxis. Her feminist camera lens is extraordinarily sensitive and intimate, capturing the bikers' subcultural experience as well as their economic precarity. Masterfully edited to draw out the subtle critique to the performance of masculinity on display, her sensual attention to the surface of machine, flesh, and cloth reveals the rider's marginal existence. Congratulations. Thank you.
consegna il premio.
The award is given by the Councillor for Culture of the Veneto region, Cristiano Corazzari.
Hello. I'm quite speechless, almost. I would like to thank the jury for this incredible recognition. As a British Nigerian artist living in Hamburg, it hasn't always been easy finding my feet, and the theme Foreigners Everywhere resonates so deeply with me. I want to thank those who have believed in me and granted me opportunities. Your support has been instrumental to my journey. Thank you to my family and my father, may his soul rest in peace. Adriana Pedrosa and the entire Curator and Biennale teams who coordinated everything. Fondazione In Between Art Film, Beatrice Bulgari, Leonardo Bigazzi, Alessandro Rapotini, Moin Film Forderung Hamburg, the bikers, the crew, and the post-production teams. And lastly, I would like to thank myself for my commitment to my practice.
Siamo arrivati al momento della consegna del Leone d'Oro.
We are now at the awarding of the Golden Lion for the best participant in the international exhibition Stranieri Ovunque, Foreigners Everywhere. I invite on stage the Mayor of Venice, Vice President of la Biennale di Venezia, Luigi Brugnaro, who will give the Golden Lion to Matao Collective.
Sono qui sul palco.
We have here on stage Sarah Hudson, Erenea Arepere, Terry Tetau, and in the collective we also have Bridget Reweti, who is not here in Venice today. Let us let the president of the jury, Julia Bryan-Wilson, read the motivation.
The collective has created a luminous woven structure of straps that poetically crisscross the gallery space. Referring to matrilinear traditions of textiles with its womb-like cradle, the installation is both a cosmology and a shelter. Its impressive scale is a feat of engineering that was only made possible by the collective strength and creativity of the group. The dazzling pattern of shadows cast on the walls and floor harks back to ancestral techniques and gestures to future uses of such techniques. Congratulations to the Mataho Collective.
If you wish to say something, please.
It's an honor to accept this award on behalf of Mataho Collective. In 2022, we started researching this work by looking at customary Māori birthing mats that are woven by our ancestors. It's really fitting that our fourth member is currently preparing to give birth for the first time. She's in Aotearoa, so she's there. So we miss you, Bridget. We thank Adriana Pedrosa for uplifting so many Indigenous and queer voices with this exhibition. It means so much to be given a platform here in Venice. We know that this will inspire upcoming queer and Indigenous artists of the future. We want to thank our friends, colleagues, and family who won't get to see this iteration of this work, especially to Dr. Nina Tonga, who was the curator we worked with to realise it in 2022 at Te Papa Tongarewa in Aotearoa, New Zealand. We have a strong network of support back home, and we wouldn't be able to do this without them. They're currently watching us on the live stream and looking after our children. Lastly, to the jurors, thank you for seeing our work. There are layers and layers of invisible labour that takes to create such a piece, and every work in the show. This invisible labour is carried out every day. This golden lion is for our really hard-working families. Thank you, everyone.
Siamo giunti alla consegna del Leone d'Oro.
We have come to the assignment of the Golden Lion for the best national participation. I invite here on stage the Minister for Culture, Gennaro San Giuliano, The Golden Lion for the best national participation goes to Australia. We invite on stage Archie Moore, the artist, and Ellie Batros, the curator. The president of the jury, Julia Bryan-Wilson, will read the motivation.
In this quietly powerful pavilion, Archie Moore worked for months to hand draw with chalk a monumental First Nations family tree. Thus, 65,000 years of history, both recorded and lost, are inscribed on the dark walls as well as on the ceiling, asking viewers to fill in blanks and take in the inherent fragility of this mournful archive. Floating in a moat of water are redacted official state records, reflecting Moore's intense research as well as the high rates of incarceration of First Nations people. This installation stands out for its strong aesthetic, its lyricism, and its invocation of shared loss for occluded pasts. With his inventory of thousands of names, Moore also offers a glimmer of possibility for recuperation. Congratulations, Archie Moore.
Consegna il premio.
The award is given by Minister San Giuliano.
As the water flows through the canals of Venice to the lagoon, then to the Adriatic Sea, it then travels to the oceans and to the rest of the world, enveloping the continent of Australia, connecting us all here on Earth. Aboriginal kinship systems include all living things from the environment in a large network of relatedness. The land itself can be a mentor or a parent to a child. We are all one and share a responsibility of care to all living things now and into the future. I'm very grateful for this accolade. It makes me feel honoured to be awarded for the hard work one does. I'm grateful to everyone who has always been part of my journey. From my kith to my kin, to my team, Creative Australia, and everyone else back home, and to the people of the Venice Lagoon. Thank you. Grazie.
E ora passo la parola.
I pass the floor now. Some more pictures.
Passo ora la
I pass the floor to the Minister for Culture, Gennaro San Giuliano. First of all, I want to thank the artists, their passion, the difficulties I imagine they have to face during their careers to overcome the different stages of creation, passion, commitment, devotion, but also imagination, fantasy. Some time ago, I said, and Pietrangelo Buttafuoco, the president of La Biennale, appreciated my word, that we are forced to build the past of our future. What did I mean? Each time is testified by art as well. And our duty is making artists comfortable so that they can freely express themselves and build what in 100, 200 years will be remembered as our time. And I want to thank Adriano, I call him with his first name, for what he said to the New York Times when he said, but it was something obvious for me, that he was totally free to act here. It will always be like this. I ask confirmation of my words to the president of La Biennale di Venezia. You see, I always want to remember that in the Prometeo Incatenato, people emerge from a primordial stage thanks to technique. And technique is just art, culture. That is the element that brings us from a primordial stage to evolution. Aristotle said something very profound. All living beings have their natural habitat. Fish live in water, birds live in the air. Our natural habitat has been built in centuries of history, in what we build day after day. And art is a fundamental dynamic element in this process. Foreigners everywhere, stranieri ovunque, is like a thread that accompanies the visitor in a journey to the very roots of the human social condition and of its total being different. It is a very sensitive subject at the center of this 60th edition of the International Art Exhibition of La Biennale di Venezia, with some key concepts: nation, territory, border, identity, citizenship, freedom. In a globalized and different world dominated by a number of crises, the works and the performances in the Giardini and in the Arsenale give us a physical and metaphysical experience. I always launch an appeal. People, women and men, must remain citizens in the Greek and Roman meaning of the term cives, with duties and rights, and they should not be turned into a barcode, into consumers. Art has an important function to safeguard this identity, because as I was remembering yesterday, Ortega y Gasset said, remember that if the heels are deeply rooted in the tradition and in the identity, the better you can project yourself forward and meet the other, the different, in a fruitful dialogue. So enjoy the Biennale. Congratulations, Mr. President. Congratulations to the curator, and again, my total gratitude to the artists. Thank you.
Grazie.
Thank you, Minister Sangiuliano. The president of La Biennale di Venezia, Pietrangelo Buttafuoco, will now close this awarding ceremony. I close the ceremony with a few words. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to the Ministry for Culture. Thank you, Minister Sangiuliano. I want to thank the local institutions that in different ways are supporting the work of Fondazione La Biennale di Venezia. I want to thank the city of Venice, the Veneto region, di Sovrintendenza Archeologia, Belle Arti, Paesaggio del Comune di Venezia e Laguna. Thanks to the Navy, Italian Navy, our neighbors. I want to thank the partner of this event, Swatch, the main sponsor, Ili Caffè, American Express, Bloomberg, Vela Venezia Unica. And I want to thank RAI, media partner of the 60th International Art Exhibition of La Biennale di Venezia, following our exhibition with an extremely varied service, TV, radio, and web. I want to thank the donors, the institutions, national and international, for their support to Biennale Arte 2024. I want to say thank you, Adriano Pedrosa, for building a journey, a novel, an exact description of the spirit of this time. And I want to thank Paolo Baratta, the former president. I want to thank Franco Bernabé. And I ask him to stand up to get you a round of applause. Roberto Cicutto, the former president of La Biennale di Venezia. Please, Roberto, stand up.
Continuate nell'applauso perché
Go on applauding because he doesn't stand. There he is.
Voglio ringraziare.
I want to thank the whole team of La Fondazione La Biennale di Venezia. I want to thank the educational role La Biennale has taken upon itself. I want to thank all those who are taking part in this effort, the extraordinary skill of technicians, of the different members of the staff of La Biennale. They can bring confusion back to order, to a perfect organization of this inauguration. I would perhaps invite you to come to Messina and help us build the bridge. Thank you. From this moment onward, the inauguration is turning into something that is in the heart of all of us. The joyful singing of money. Everything is open, everything is in the exhibition. Venice is cheering. And remember, never have lizards under the sun of the desert crossing it should forget to dream. Each one of us, black ant on a black stone in the black night, should be aware that there is the light to be conquered. Thank you.